Hey, this is Bill back in the Coach's Cave to talk about building playbooks, verbiage for plays for offensive coordinators. I was in this position a few years ago as an OC, new OC, the high school level, and I'm going to try to make the video or provide the information that I wish I had available that year when I started delving into what I wanted to do. Because surprisingly enough, you could draw up the X's and O's over the pages if you already have the job or you're, qualified for that job and they gave it to you. So then comes the stump of how to get it in, how to communicate what you want, and how to be versatile on the field. So this is some stuff that I came up with that worked. I'm not going to include the stuff that didn't work, but I wanted to run not a lot of plays. I didn't want to run 300 plays, but I wanted a lot of formations and I wanted a lot of movement. And I thought that was simpler for a kid. We had a young backfield, freshman quarterback, and didn't want them to remember 300 plays, 300 different formations. So I wanted to be able to be versatile, be able to attack the field, and get people in position to have leverage without a lot of memory. So this is what I came up with. And to start with, I'm going to start in a weird place, but actually your cadence, okay, so responsibility of the offensive coordinator is extremely important. If you want motions, if you want to shift to different formations, you have to specify a cadence, okay? It can't be something, well, it has to go like this, okay? So it has to provide time for you to shift legally, and it has to be a rhythmic cadence, like a song, so the offensive line knows when to go. Because a good offensive line does not go on a word. They don't hesitate going. They should go on the first sound of a release word. And if you're saying a hut one, hut two, it's on two. They should be going. If you don't say three, hut three, it's on three. They should be going whether you say it or not. I mean, that's how you want your line keyed up. So you don't want them thinking about the cadence, but you have to provide time for shifts and motions too. So this is what we came up with. I didn't invent it actually. It's a classic cadence used all across the country. But we get to the line, out of the huddle quick. Don't let them waddle. You need time if you're going to shift in motions. Get the line set up so they can see what the structure of the defense is and get their splits. But the quarterback comes up and just says, ready. And now everybody knows they should be in their spots, wherever they were set in the first formation call. And whether or not they're going to shift or not, he continues after ready. Now the offensive line is in a 2-point stance on ready. Okay, they can move when they're in a 2-point stance. When they get a 3-point stance, then they have to be frozen for a full second. So it's ready. Everybody's down. Line's a 2-point stance. Backs are set where they need to be. Okay, receivers are checking to see if they're legal on or off the line of scrimmage. Then the quarterback, after the pause, says shift. On shift, makes it easy for the kids. That's when you shift. So if you want to go from one formation, a wing T formation, to spread, okay, that's when it happens. So now since the linemen aren't set, they can move. If you want to move tight ends, they can get off the line of scrimmage, run to the new spot, get reset in a 2-point stance. Set. Now all the linemen get set, hands on the ground, grabbing some dirt. Then you go in your huts. And with that, your line is ready to go. I mean, they're on rhythm. So, shift, set, hut one, hut two, go. Okay, so you have the rhythm with the breakup. Very important. Okay, same thing with motions. The motion would be ready. Take a pause, pump his leg, whatever you want to do, point him out. You get the motion, shift, whether you're shifting or not, set. On set, the line is coiled and they're ready to go on the snap count. Okay, and you have that second, because a lot of times people get in trouble or they want to go less than a second after they're set, and then they get a little procedure penalty. So cadence is really important. So get that down, because now you have, with that cadence I gave you, other cadences are out there too, but the cadence I gave you, you could shift to an entire new formation. We were very extreme. We would go from an unbalanced single wing to a spread formation and or back, and anything in between with that cadence. So without a penalty. So it works. Okay. So with our base being, and I'll start with, because it's extreme, I'll start with our unbalanced single wing and how we shifted the spread. one thing you got before I get into the actual shifting is, okay, to make sure you can move around and not sacrifice things through communication. Okay, it was our blocking rules. Okay, our blocking rules did not change no matter what formation we're in. There were some slight adjustments, there has to be, but in general, our formations did not change at all. Okay, our blocking scheme. So if I called a 7-hole play, it was blocked the same if it was in a single wing, wing T, or spread formation. Okay, so how we did that was we numbered the holes. We numbered the man, not the hole, except for a couple exceptions out here in space between the sideline and the last player. This is unbalanced. This is a quick end Q. Okay, this space was 1 to the sideline. The next guy in was a 2. The quick guard was a 3. The center was always a 4. The power guard is a 5. The quick tackle to the unbalanced side is a 6. The power tackle is a 7. The space between, if he's unattached, is an 8, and then 9 was outside the tight end. Okay, if the tight end was attached, he was the 8. Okay, technically, you just make it easy. You can make the tight end the 8. Okay. The other we did was we numbered our backfield. So this was the 4, and he was generally our thrower. You know, this is single wing, so we were trying to be interchangeable with these guys. Our running backs is a 3. Okay. Whoops. Our blocking back or sniffer is a 1. The wing's a 2. The tight end is an X. And again, we have a Q who's eligible over here. So with that, we would call this would be north formation to start our base. Okay. And we'll get into how we shifted everything. Right now, I say north. Okay. That's all I had to say, and that's what we got with these blocking holes. Okay. We could go south, and I could say north shift to south. So, but if we went south, kids would come out of the huddle and they would just flop. So now our power tackle's over here. Okay, he's still a 7, he's a 6, he's a 5, 4, 3. The numbers change with them. Now we have the 1 over here, the 9 over here. Okay, our X, our 2, our sniffer, our 4, and our 3. We can run left or right. And it's very easy for the kids to remember. They'll look, you know, Big Job there is, his butt's the 7-hole, wherever he's at. You want to find the 7, find the power tackle. And we can run the same plays left or right. So there's north and south, and we could go north, shift to south. So we come out and say north, shift to south, 49 Crusader. So quarterback comes up, ready, shift. Everybody goes north to south. Set, hut 1, hut 2. And we're off, okay? Now, I said 49 Crusader. The way to keep this simple too is we could snap the ball, especially it's very helpful in spread too, but in single wing, we could snap the ball to anybody. We would just say our play designation is, I just said 49 Crusader. Okay, we had tags. Crusader's a tag. 4 means the center's going to snap the ball to 4. And we're running a 9-hole play. We have blocking rules for every hole, so we're running a 9-hole play, basically a power sweep. Okay. Crusader was a tag for line. I tell them they're running buck sweep. They're pulling both guards. We're kicking and wrapping. Lead, snap, go. If we want him to hand off, it was like a 430. It would be like a 432 counter. So a 432 counter tells our line what to do. It tells us we're running the 2-hole. Counter tells us we're going to trap the first guy on our side of the 2. The 2 is going to middle linebacker. Okay. The 3 is probably going to do some counter footwork. We're snapping to the 4. He's handing it off to the 3 who's running to the 2-hole. 432 counter. If you want to reverse to a wing or orbit motion to a wing, okay, that would be, I'm trying to make something crazier for you. Let's say 4, 30, 2 crisscross counter. We hear 2, so that's how that would be drawn out. That's how you would verb that if you wanted that play. 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 2 hole. Last number was the blocking scheme. The rest of the numbers were the snap and the handoffs. So we have north-south. We have the snaps, the playoffs, the holes. The holes don't change, okay? We could shift now to spread. So when we go spread, we go balanced. This is our standard spread. We did shift to other spreads. But a 2x2 spread. Okay, what happened now was, if you remember, we had a cue here, we had a tackle there, and unbalanced. Okay, and this, the X would just extend. Okay, the 2 would extend. The 1 would come over here. You always filled in the empty spot. Okay, we're trips, which we'll get into. Okay, now the Q's over here. Instead of a Y, we just made him a Q. The 6 moved over to the 2 spot. This was still the 2 hole. This is the 3 hole. We still the 4. We still the 5. We eliminated. We said the kid's out. He's over here. There is no more 6 hole. We still have a 7. It was easy for them to remember. And now we just didn't call a 6 hole play. Actually, if 6 was blocked the same as a 7 hole anyway, so we didn't lose anything. But we could call any run play. Okay, this is still the 1. The 8's here, and the 9. We can still buck sweep it. We can do everything we want, just with formation. So that one would be north. Shift, our tag for 2x2 was Yamaha, or spread was Yamaha. That'd be shift. I'm sorry, north, shift to Yamaha. 30 wedge. 30 wedge is our short yardage play. That actually is pretty direct snap to the 3. He's hitting, even though technically a 34 wedge, but it was always center A gap play, so we just call 30 wedge for quickness. But okay, we could tag different stuff with the words split. We had other words, but saw, trips, trio. So in split and the single wing, we could split. It also would carry over. We tried to make things carry over as much as possible. We call north split. You'll make it easy. It's north split shift to Yamaha, but in split, north split. Okay, the X went wide. Actually, I already have them wide. The 2 extended. We just had them a little wider. Okay. North tight. The X is now here. North nasty is in between. Okay. And standard north was, he was a little bit extended with the 2 splitting the difference. Saw got the 3 back out of there, so we can call saw. We got the 3 over here. Okay, we go saw Bama. Puts the 1 back over there. I'll talk about how we could fly to that, shuffle to that, orbit to that. Okay. Split saw Bama. We're kind of in a single wing spread formation. Unbalanced. This is still carefully aligned because that guy's eligible. So with a couple tags, you have a lot of versatility there. Okay. How to do motion. Motion was just F for fly, or you could say fly. Orbit was O. Okay, and then, so I would say north. O2, 49 Crusader. So we could go north, O2, the 2 orbits, 49 Crusader. Okay. F2 is a sprint motion like a jet. So he's going to come across this way. Okay. So that'd be north F2 49 Crusader. We had blocking tags you could throw on there because, you know, whether it be our dart formation, which was another formation, we could say dart, shift 2, or shift 2 dart. We just put our X, our 2, just kept it very consistent. Now the Q came out wide. Okay, the 4, depending on the play, you know, he was getting the ball, but we'd have him do a sidecar far for option or for inside zone. And counter, we'd have him this side a little bit set back. But that's our dart formation. We could motion out of that. And we could tag things. So we could say dart 49 war, which is our Crusader play, or once again, are pulling both guards. But war said both these guys, we're going to double team the force. Okay. Lightning meant all back. So you could do, you know, we didn't have to do a split call there, we're already wide, but we're all, you know, we're giving blocking tags depending on what we're seeing and what we're facing. If you want to do option, just be read option. Just give the whole. We had very simple, just we just had power read, 47 power read out of dart. I just told everybody down block, power, you know, we wrap because it's power. That tag told the line we're wrapping and we're kicking out. Actually, he's avoiding the end. We were reading power read. So we're reading the guy on or outside the 7 hole. We're avoiding him. Okay, wide and up. If I just said 47 power, and we're kicking him out, wrapping, and we're pretty much going to run it up inside. We still give this look here, but we're not so much reading it. So there's a lot of flexibility. We have shifts, we got motion, we got blocking tags. Pass protection was pretty simple. We ran ultimately 2 major different types of pass protection. We ran full slide and we ran half slide. So basically, if it was on a single wing, if it was any kind of play action pass, we ran full slide, okay? So if it was out of some sort of dart, okay, we would run, if it was an action pass, we had tag for action. It was usually a cat 49 Panther pass, dart 49 Panther. We'd snap to 4. He's looking wide, but we're running our Panther routes, and we know we're running full slide. Okay, we could change the full slide to add deception to the defense. So generally, if we didn't indicate which way to slide, it was to the strength, which was king. But if we wanted him to go, we wanted to go away. If we thought we'd get some action, full some linebackers, we could say 49 Panther King, Jack, 49 Panther Jack, and the line would go full slide to the weak side. Okay. If it was a pocket pass, we wouldn't indicate anything. If it was, you know, if they heard a route and it was Yamaha choice or numbers, we did half slide protection. Okay. We declare a mic and the whole deal. Standard, and the running back knew he was staying in because he's part of the 6-man protection. If they don't rush, then he'd release automatically. That was built in. But he's checking linebackers. You know, I have a whole thing on half slide pass protection and how it's done. But we could go full slide out of this. We could say dart, call your pocket pass 321, which would indicate the routes. You know, a 3 route, a 2 route, and 1 way from left to right. Okay. And then you could say King Jack, and then the line would know, okay, for this one, the coach wants full slide. And then the back would know we're probably reading or releasing the backside for something like that. So there you have it. In 20 minutes, a whole playbook. No matter what play you run, no matter what formation, you can tag really quickly. A variety of actions, shifts. Look pretty complicated. I think shifting to a couple different formations is worth 100 plays. We really, I make it sound like we were very complicated. We ran, our base was dart, which we ran a Utah, which we used very little, which was a wing T type formation. We used the Yamaha trips trio. Trips was to the right, trio to the left. The one always knew to fill in the slot to the trip side. We ran, of course, the unbalanced single wing left and right. And with that gave us a lot of different looks the defenses had to prepare for, especially shifting in and out of it and using some motion once in a while. Of course, the single wing, there's some built-in orbit motions automatically. You don't have to call. A 4-hole has and a 5-hole. They all have orbit motions built in from the 2 automatically. So we gave a lot of movement without having the kids memorize 300 plays. I think it's easier for them to remember 4 formations, how to shift to them, than not. One problem, we did have a stickler, one ref, it was a big game. He felt my guard was coming out of his stance to shift too fast. And we got, I think we got 2 penalties for that. Him and I had a discussion about it on the sideline. I think I won, but he felt strongly that we were trying to incite reaction from the defense, but he didn't like it. But other than that, through 9 games, that was the only, we shifted every game and never had a problem with legality. And I just told my kids, make sure you're deliberate. We did teach them, don't be jerky when you go to shift. Okay, just this nice smooth movement. Okay, so and have the quarterback draw the shift out. So maybe in the beginning there I've got a little, but it doesn't have to be a shift. It can be, shift. But if your kids are having trouble, that's a way you can do the cadence to get them to smoothly get up and move to their new spot. Some refs will throw the flag thinking you're trying to be cute. So that covers everything. Cadence all the way through. No matter what offense you run, no matter what formation, you can have shifts, you can have motions, and you can tag, change your blocking. Some hand signals we call, most of the stuff is by hand signal, north, south, okay, Yamaha, shift. So I can say north, shift, Yamaha, right? You got it. And then, the numbers were nice. You could either cards or whatever, but 4, 9. Okay, they do Crusader, but you could yell in, war. But we really didn't need the blocking too much. That was kind of a specific thing to change that up. Usually we'd have a kid near the sideline to change that up. So now obviously dart. If you want to go tempo, dart, war, 4, 9. Okay, and you get your plays in. So there's a simple way to look complicated. Hope that helps you. Hope your playbook is fantastic. I hope you enjoy this. So I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl week, and then get moving on to spring and fishing season. So, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Good luck.